So attracting top talent, that's one piece of it, but retaining them is important. So how do you keep engineers engaged in the company long term? Kris?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it really depends on the individual and really understanding what they need to feel like they're continuing to grow in their careers. I think all of us have learned that, we go through these sort of S curves as we develop, and at a certain point, we don't feel like we're learning anymore. And sometimes that's because the person's actually afraid to tackle the problems that they need to tackle to learn the next thing. And we need to make sure that our management teams are coaching them through it. Other times they just need to change, and we just need to be willing to find new places in the organization for them. So I think it really needs to be tailored to the individual, but being flexible and allowing people to move around and showing that you're a company that doesn't just, squeeze out all of their experience, but also gives them new experiences in the process.
Mm-hmm. Brad, any thoughts there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a crucial thing, particularly within the tech world. Like there are a lot of different options out there for people to kind of say, hey, this is really where I want to spend my time. There's a couple of pieces here I want to touch on. So trust building is really, really key. Like the second that trust is gone, like people don't want to be there anymore. So you really need to invest in that with like authenticity and transparency. And there's a lot of hard work here. Like there's a lot of sitting down with people, having the real honest conversations about what do they really want to do? What are they excited about? What are their real goals? And being able to orient around that, right? So I see a lot of people drop the ball here where, for example, if you're going through a recruiting process, that there was like a certain thing that was sold to the individual and they came on board and it didn't end up being there, and there's no conversation to clean that up. So to me, it's really crucial to invest in those regular conversations, honest conversations about not what needs to be done, but what do you want to do? How do you want to grow? What's the path that you want to be in? Usually when someone says, I'm opting out of something, it's because something else has a bigger draw. And they know what that is. And if you have a good relationship with your team, you can have those conversations about what is it that you're really driven for. And let's make sure we have it here or we don't. Let's be honest about that.
Mm-hmm. And Cos, I know you've had people move around too as the structure has changed at Brex. What have you found to work?
Yeah, I would say one, impact. Most people are driven by impact. They want to work on impactful things. Everybody understands there's some things of the job they like, there's some things that don't. Like, I don't think anybody necessarily likes getting paid in the middle of the night, for example, but they understand the impact of being able to provide a really good service for your customers. And I've seen many companies that make it very hard for people to understand how their work really ties into the bigger picture and how their impact is materialized. And two, on the mobility part, the thing that I found useful is many people either don't know what they want to grow at some points in their career, to Kris's point, or they get comfortable. Like it's easy to basically like, yeah, I kind of want to do something different, but like I kind of also know this team, this space, this work, and actually pushing people to move around has been very helpful. So for example, at Brex, like 12 to 18 months, every 12 to 18 months, if people aren't moving around, doing rotations, doing some things differently than what they've been doing, I generally go and start pushing them, especially ICs. I think managers are a little bit different because you're supporting people. But if you're like an IC, I'm like, yeah, if you've been working on this problem or this space for a year or 2 years, like go do something different. You can always go back to that, but at least try different things to kind of expand your horizons.